Here we are, live once again today. And with one less light, because now that one doesn't want to work. Just like that one doesn't want to work after the last power outage. Anyway, we were just getting, it was practically the same thing happened with Nicole right out. Well, no, I got further with Nicole. I did get further with Nicole. So I was just about to turn over the card that I got for Barbara. And the power went out. And so I've talked to her. She is going to meet me here. Hopefully other people will too. If not, that's cool. It's really most important that she gets her reading. Just wild that this is taking so many tries to get through. Tell her I'm on. I just really am tired of the power going out. It's exhausting every single time. This has literally never happens. I mean, the fact this is happening every single day, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least this happened earlier. It came back really fast. So, it could be worse, but I'm like, is it going to happen again in an hour and 30 minutes? Like, it's wild, but it is really, really hot. And I know that people are using more energy, of course, for all of the things. I'm assuming that's what's going on, or just the heat outside is just turning things off. I don't really know, because all they say is, I'm going to make sure I'm live. All they say is, power's been restored, but they never say what the problem was. Okay. Yes. I'm live on YouTube or Facebook, and I'm pretty sure, oops, one too many backs. Make sure I'm live here on, yes, I'm live on YouTube and Facebook, and let's check X. Oh, I have to get this. There she is. Okay, let me send you here the invite for joining me on stage. Okay. Episode 10, part 4. Episode 10, part 4, you guys. Oh my goodness gracious. Wild, 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 wild. Not only, is it like again and again and again, but seriously, you guys, my power going out, it kind of sucks because it's so hot, and then the swamp coolers go off, the fans go off. It's just like, oh my God. Hey.
Hey
there. Okay, there you go. Hi. So sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah. I was trying to remember if the power went out even one time last summer. I don't think that it did. So we've surpassed that by quite a lot just this weekend, but it is really, really hot. It got up to like 108 today, but seriously, in Reading, it's like 118, 119.
That's awful.
It's just insane. I don't even know. It's hotter than Vegas. I like looked it up by like 5 degrees. It's what's in Vegas, right? That what I've got going on, and that's way hotter. It's just wild. So I'm sure, like the whole, like everything. I'm sure this is not the only area that's being affected by this. Anyway, hopefully it'll stay on for a while here for us to get through your reading. I lost a light like I can see there's power going to it, but it will not make light. So I have one little light here now. My big ring light died after Friday night, but this little one won't come back after this earlier. So I have this light. So that's why my lighting looks the way that it does. Okay. So I couldn't help myself. I needed to look at the cards you got. And I looked it up when I got it ready, and it is absolutely perfect. It's like so great. Let me share it with you. It's called Increatum, the Uncreated.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love her art.
Yeah, me too. It's really cool. It's really, yeah, this is really, really awesome. So let me see. Do I glasses? No glasses? I can never tell. Oh, that is better. Okay, nice. It's always a surprise. Better, worse. I never know what I'm going to get. Okay, so here we go. Increatum, the Uncreated card number. What card number is this? It's all these Roman numerals. This is 53. Let me just double check here so we know. No. There we go. It's 43. Card number 43. I'm not good with Roman numerals. 43. Okay. The unconceived, the seed of the seed. There was a time when everyone you know was not yet born, when every city was yet to be named, when your favorite song was yet to be sung. Such is the energy of Increatum. This card indicates the subtle but profound force that summons all that will be into existence. This most sacred of formulas cannot be manufactured, contained, bought, or sold. It is the pure intelligence of creation, pulsing at the door of reality. Its timing, its presence, and it. Sorry. I'll take it back. Let me start over. Its timing is precise, and it is happening now. Do not delay. Formulate and gestate. Soon a sketch, a map, or a name will draw itself upon your mind. Envision and believe. The architecture of the future is within you. All ground is fertile. Life begets life. Cool, huh?
Very cool.
There's more. Go deeper. Listen to the song Just Like Starting Over by John Lennon to ponder the building you reside in was once an idea. Desire pulls the uncreated into creation. The alchemist believes in what's to come. In what's to come, in answers and solutions not yet imagined for themselves and the world. I'm going to read that again. Desire, God, these letters are so freaking tiny. It's messing with my eyeballs. Desire pulls the uncreated into creation. The alchemist believes in what's to come, in answers and solutions not yet imagined for themselves and the world. And when this card appears, it is a potent time to create and conceive. Even if you feel you are starting from scratch, begin anyway. Oh. I didn't see that earlier. There's different ones in every corner. So there's always for every card, there's different ones. So we have just a dot, we have a circle with it open in the middle, like white in the middle, and then we have a cracked egg, and then we have the spiral. Can't make this shit up. Yeah. I mean, I love this so much for you. It is so absolutely perfect. We talked about, you showed us your art. We talked about your art. Your art has come back since like I'm not sure exactly how much maybe before we started working together, but definitely since, your rainbow light healing, and then getting into the soul, no, sorry, I said the wrong thing. The unstoppable empath group with your very, very interesting journey with cord cuts and all of that. And all of the art that's, been coming up and through you. So that is definitely big time part of this. But it's beyond that as well. It's about, you and the uncreated aspects of you that is also coming through, and also through the art. Yeah, there's definitely what feels like I'm hearing and I'm seeing a crossroads, like which way do I go right now? When one, they're both active, but one is more active in a different sort of way. The other is not as structured. Or it's like one is more like, at least there's some type of outline or understanding, and the other one is very loosey-goosey. I'm not sure, there really is just kind of maybe more of the same. Not and it's just they're different energies that are coming through. It's very crossroads like. When it comes to this energy, and it really boils down to kind of your assessing through the next, I don't know, few days or weeks or whatever coming up here soon. Really how you want to create, in the vibe in which you're creating. One is more material creation through like your art, I guess, is what it feels like. And one is more internal. But they do crisscross as well. So it's a little, kind of, they do have components of the other. And maybe that's what, I mean, is this resonating at all?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Because it's not really clear.
But
okay. Yeah, it is a little vague. Because one seems like it's more regimented, and it's more about maybe a schedule with yourself or work that you're doing with yourself, having more of maybe a, not, this is all, you stuff, not work stuff, like you stuff. But it does feel like it is, There's some intangibles. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Something, it's got to trigger something here. Okay, this right here is getting my attention. The most sacred of formulas cannot be manufactured, contained, bought, or sold. It is the pure intelligence of creation pulsing at the door of reality. Its timing is precise and it is happening now. Do not delay. Send an invitation to the uncreated. Allow it to formulate and gestate. Oh my God. I don't know why it took forever for me to understand this. Okay, so feels like it's always going back to this, but I can't. It is just is what it is. Okay, so there's the path of doing the Soul Quest program right now or not, or waiting. And you had said that you were going to do it. How are you feeling with that? Because I think this is what it's talking about.
I'm a little concerned about having the time to dedicate to it. But
okay.
My work right
Did
now
you happen? Is it a lot?
It has been. It's been a little bit too much for me to be able to get into a space where I can do the spiritual practices the way I want to. I don't know if I'd be able to make meetings because I don't know what days of the week. Sometimes like until a few days before I start working. But it's not always going to be like this. So
yeah,
it's been a lot to adjust to. I mean, I'm not unhappy about it because I'm happy to be working, but
yeah. Okay. So then I think we're onto something here. So did you happen to watch the webinar for the Soul Quest program?
No.
Okay. So just as a cliff notes, all in all, when it comes to actually time that you're spending doing things for the Soul Quest program, including if it's the meeting time, it's about 3.5 hours a week. So it's really not that much. I mean, sure, there's gonna be other times you're probably like thinking about it or whatever that's gonna add as time, but actual practical time, it's those are the things. It's the spirit walk, the like 30-minute intro video for each one, and then each map takes about an hour if you're just going to sit down and go through the 30 or so questions, or you can break that up throughout the week, and then the meeting. So it's really not designed to take up a whole lot of time. Some people decided last time to do the spirit walks multiple times because they were so great and people really liked them and they were helpful and they were just wanting to do them multiple times. So, but that's not obviously, once is the way that it's designed to do, but it's just not designed to take that up too much time. Which is, helpful. It's not like, oh, you have to dedicate 10, 15 hours a week to this. It's literally like 3.5 hours. And then as far as the meetings go, I have them set up for 3:30 Pacific, but then I also have it set up for I have the Unstoppable Empath group too at 12 and at 6 rotating weeks. And the way that it's come through for me to try to accommodate everybody is to, if you can't make it to that week's 3:30, but you can make it, to the 6, or you'd be a little bit later, or to the 12 or whatever. Just let me know, and then I'll meet you, or we can meet after that meeting. Ideally, you're in the meeting where everybody's at, if that's, the case. But I mean, that's just life. I see that happen. I'm the only one who's like, that's my life. That this is what I do, but it's understandable that, you have things come up or whatever that, in an 8-week period, well, it's actually 9 weeks. So it's 9 meetings, that in a 9-meeting stretch, so there's going to be ones that you can't make no matter what time I set it for. And it's just one of those things. So there is that in place, because I want to make it so that isn't a factor for people not doing it. And I do have that written on the website. It says that, for that reason. So, but it is ongoing. So, you don't, it's not like if you don't start right when we start when are we starting? In 2 weeks? I've lost track of time. A week, or so. Jeez, time is flying by. Holy moly. Yeah, that you could start in 2 weeks after that or whatever. But it does feel like there is kind of a creational energy here that feels very much like when it talks about this door to reality. Yeah, this door to reality. What I'm picking up here is this door to this inside chamber of you that is like a spiral. Like I'm doing a spiral with my finger that is this spiral energy. There just feels like, I'm getting this vision, there's certain components under, you've never seen those, a game, it's like a game or whatever, there's things under the box. Mm-hmm. And you have to guess, or there's clues and whatever, some type of thing like that. It feels like there's all these boxes there with the thing, the answer, the component, the puzzle piece that is connected to what you're meant to create ultimately. But the first creation is this new version of you. And yeah, there's these components that are, getting closer and closer to wanting to come out and be revealed. And this is your soul. You're ready to, this creational energy. And I'm hearing that, when you're ready, that the space will open up and you'll feel it. You'll be like, okay, I'm going to, this is the time I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it week to week. It's going to work out. Have that kind of when that starts to come through and you start to feel that, I'm hearing your guardian angel is gonna help you with this. So I think that I've kind of heard this from, either it's a money thing or it's there is other things going on. I'm not sure about the time I have, I am busy and I do want to do it. And there's this whole kind of thing happening. What typically comes through is if you do want to do it, ultimately, if you do it, then think about it, just the divine space and time and things lining up to support you, because this is the type of thing that is very supported. It just needs to be okay, I'm gonna go through that. And yeah, and then lastly here, I'm getting this thing about these waves of either waves of, it's shadowy kind of feels like it's either confusion. Let's say it has the energy of confusion or doubt about your future, about certain components about your future that tend to lower your vibration. There is a lot of that is work related, just kind of future related, what you're meant to do related, uncovering more, like getting like what are the answers of where you're meant to be in different aspects of your life. Is this been going on more?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, much like Bo, that kind of like this sort of thing helps figure that out, because it gets things moving that is stuck, that is lower vibrational, that does take you into that, like, what's next? Where do I go? Where's like all of that? It's so intermeshed with our spirituality and our ascension and our healing. It's all one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so magical and fantastic, but it also makes it hard because it is this like big, it's not like it was like when, we were more, asleep or whatever. Just when we get to the certain point, it's a real, like I said, a real kind of crossroads type of energy that starts to feel a little tight and uncomfortable and frustrating and loopy, in the sense of like looping, like the things that like there is like the merry-go-round just keeps going around. It's like, when is it going to stop? And where am I going to get off to just continue? Because I'm here and I've been here, and what do I do next, and what's happening? There's this like sense of this energy coming through that needs to push it one way or the other, and that's connected to this as well. So the readiness in making that space for yourself, and it is coming through just as soon as you, it is really, really clear here. That this is about that action and engagement. And soul connection, needing to come in. Like there is this, like this pattern, this could go on for a while. And it may, it feels very much like that, like this, the moving forward, getting the answers, what comes next, what is to be created, how things are going to be organized, what do I create, how do I create it, what am I doing with my day-to-day, where am I really meant to be in the world, how much hippy dippy woo woo, how much regular old life, like all of these, right? Like that's what is like the thing right here. And okay, I got it. So it's one of those, it's all you, girl. It depends on you. Like, are you in the frame of mind to start, well, let me just put it this way. The hippy dippy woo woo stuff feels very much in your timeline like an inevitability, that you and your powers and all this stuff is in it. That is the thing, inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
Are you done with the other stuff yet, though? Or getting close to being done with the other stuff yet? Because it really all hinges on that. It's like, and the speed in which. So it's like, if you go this way, we're going hippy dippy sooner. So soul quest sooner than later, because that's going to, it just does. It's like the rocket ship to getting all that stuff going, and the answers and the shifts and all the things. Or is there more here with this, the regular world business and the way that you've been working so far, and those, that's clearly shifted and opened up time for you for this other spiritual stuff. And then we had these other things come through after you not working for a while. And then like the balance has shifted again. So it's really coming through like you've had kind of your taste here, your taste here, your taste there. Where's the pull coming for more? And there is no right or wrong answer here, truly. There really isn't. It's just about because here's the thing, you're going to be fulfilled and successful in either way, just in very different ways. However, the normal work way is of a certain set of vibrations that when you're in and connected to, there is a level that will remain until you're done there. I think you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just something to consider with that, and like I said, that's not wrong either. It just is what it is. But it's to know that too. And I think you've gotten a taste of that recently, just kind of, oh, I see how this goes. Like,
right.
I'm not, yeah, like, it's just, and that's just how it goes. I mean, that's a very common kind of theme and story. It's just these two different worlds can be neighbors, but there's only so much that can overlap for you to really get into the hippy dippy woo woo stuff where that's a whole, then we're off and running there, then everything opens up. So it just really depends. But again, that's healing and shadow work and all, it's like all, you've had a few tastes of bits of this over the time, you've seen a bit of that, and it's just would be more, especially now. So, or any time for the rest of the year, quite frankly. So, but yeah, there's, I don't see you making a wrong decision here. There's not like one is, bad. It's just different. It's just really, really different. And it is about this, like, it's not yet created, because these, like, when I see that these timelines, they're very much like, it is the crossroad. Yeah. I just see it again and again and again. Good Lord. It's just right. It's just, you're just there. So there's like not much on either side yet because of that. But both feel, they're obviously different, but and neither is bad or wrong, because the normal job work is, and how that takes over time and space and energy and all the things, mental and emotional space and energy. And you just, there's only so much energy you have. Like, I mean, that's just the way it goes. But it is something you enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it feels like you get, I don't know. There's like a sense of purpose there. Like you're like, it does feel like that. But it does have those lower heavy energies that you, being the psychic physical that you are, it just isn't for you to feel as good as you can feel, physically and energetically. Being out of that space is advised, definitely, because it is heavy.
Yeah, and it's triggering now in a way that it never used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. But that is definitely that's a factor then. If that's what it's doing, because then that's a sign right there in itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That and it's all, and I see this with my clients again and again. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this job. I know I'm going to have to do something different sometime soon. Or in the, future, in the near future. Ooh, it's 2022 right now. That's cool. And it's just kind of a matter of time. It's like, I always kind of see that as a race. Like, are things going to work out where there is kind of the natural flow into the next thing that they do, or do they have to first just stop that so they can get and do this, really lean into the spirituality stuff and heal more and do more so they can get to the next thing. I've seen it kind of go either way, but in either of case, there's a hard stop. It becomes like, oh, we're getting close. And then it's like, oh, I think I've arrived. Now, everything about what I do to make money and this job or whatever is just so much harder. And every day is so much harder. And I feel like it's not what I should be doing. Or I know because of it, I don't have the capacity and the energy for the hippy dippy woo woo stuff nearly as much as I feel that I need to, or that I should. That's where my soul is calling me. And this is literally like hurting my soul, this thing that I'm doing. I've had this with several of my clients going through that. Or just really needing to change what they're already doing and totally doing something very different with it. But even that seems to shift and change too, because a lot of the times it just needs to end. Whatever it is that people went to school for, spent shit ton years on doing that job, working their way up, or having a business, and all of that literally has to stop. And it gets to a point where there really isn't a choice in the matter. It is about accepting that, and then setting things up the way they need to be to move in this whatever other direction, and how that is meant to pan out. And so if the triggering is happening, you're feeling more, you're not in that like mode anymore, like, oh, I'm feeling really rewarded. This is, even though it's tough or whatever, that this is like that sort of thing. But you've had like, how long has it been? Like around 3 months since you've been back to work, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was April.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. So that's a good amount of time and indication as to, how this is feeling for you now. And yeah, so I mean, I honestly feel when I say, if you decide to, take some more time and, stay working, nothing bad is going to happen or anything like that. It's just going to take longer to get on the other side. So, but you are encouraged to know that, again, when there is that inevitability component there and that anyway, then the next thing comes like, well, why not sooner than
Right.
and why not, put more of the effort in here and see that going, since that's where it's going anyway. So yeah.
I think there's just that part of me
Yeah,
that wants to know where's that going. Like, where is that going? I just I want to know where is that going? It's like, okay, here's a direction, but like, where does this road actually lead to? Like,
yeah. Well, no, tell me about it. Me too. I mean, I can tell you that it is very colorful and light and happy and really where you're meant to be. It definitely is connected to your art, which has been ignored and not, not in a bad way, but not, like, maybe that's the wrong word, but not engaged for so long.
I think,
and now, it's come back and it's like, what?
I think ignored is valid, at least some aspects of it. Like, I mean, it's been
maybe
like 30 years since I did oil.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, and what I see in that is just like the answers are there when you engage and you go, okay, this is where I'm going. And it's really that, like, I feel like you're really kind of at that running and jumping off the cliff and just have to have faith that you're meant to do it. I really feel that that's very crossroads energy as well. And I get this vision at very specific times for people. That's that leap of faith energy. And that's truly what it is, because you do. Okay. So if you can rest on, I know that's the direction I'm meant to go. And I know that it has to do with my art that is so beautiful and magical and is only going to be more so. I'm not sure how that's possible, but that's what I'm seeing. And if you lean on those as like these pillars that are true and real and so strong and magical, and just let yourself, like, it's like a road trip without a destination or a map. You don't know where you're going. You're just going. And just know that you're going to be led exactly where it is that you're meant to be. You just have to have faith that that's the case. And it does say the time is now. Do not delay. And it really does feel like it really does feel like that. And maybe this time, maybe you just need a couple of weeks to kind of settle into, because it feels very like flip-floppy where you've been. And I think you need to lean into the the hippy dippy woo business and the Soul Quest program possibly, and just kind of start thinking in terms of that and making that decision. Maybe not engage, maybe, you don't have to necessarily engage with that right now if you're not ready to, but at least start. If you've made a decision to go in that direction, then the matter is when, in a week, in 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Like it feels like if you do that, then you'll get out of this flip-floppy energy that is so exhausting, and it just uses a lot of energy when you're confused about what you're doing and where you're going. It's so energetically depleting. So if you could do that, and then it's just a matter of, okay, exactly when do I, engage and activate? What, things do I need to set up, for whatever. I know that there's these other obvious like time or scheduling things or money things or whatever that it happens to be. Maybe you need a little bit more time with to figure out. But once you make that decision, even just making the decision to do that is going to start shifting things to support it. Before you even like go, okay, like if we're talking about the Soul Quest program, okay, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to, I'm starting whatever day. Even before you do that, just deciding that you're going to do that. I mean, you already decided you were going to do it before. So it's not like you know what I mean? You had decided that. So it's more like, when, the matter of when. So get back in that frame of mind. And then because of that shift, it is going to, like, you'll just wake up one day and be like, oh, here we are. Like that's where now, I really feel like that's the case. Yeah. That does feel like more the way to go here to handle this. Because there's this whole soul pool. There's this whole like offloading or dump or download of directives that is waiting to come in when you're in that lane. Sooner than later. It could be through the Soul Quest program, it could be right after, but there's definitely it feels like a big box of, that's just like, okay, ready to hand it over to you, but not yet. It's waiting to hand it over to you because you're not in a position to receive it yet, but it's there. It is absolutely there. And it is the uncreated because you need to create it, period. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think we that as much as we need to, as much as there is. I don't feel anything else, I don't think. Oh, yes. Okay. So we have a couple things on the docket, you and I, waiting to engage. This could be very helpful. So I think there's a couple spirit walks that you needed to do, but like I said, if those can't happen, then we'll, we can do things in reverse. We can have our session first, and then you can, see how that, but we need to push it through. I feel like got to bear down, and push it through. And it's really what it feels like. And I've been feeling like, there's been this thing with you. And it's been really, interesting and strange. And, very interesting. And, that's why it came through, for us to get together and do that, the spirit walk and the oracle in a different, setting, of course. And so I wouldn't give it a whole lot more time for you to make a decision or if it's if you find yourself being able to do those spirit walks, within just the next, I would say, few days. And if it's still not happening, then let's pivot and schedule our session, because maybe that's something that's needed to get the other stuff rolling. I don't know, but there's something there with that, and there has been actually. So, yeah. So,
yeah,
and all of this happens. It's also, this is not the first time that this has happened with somebody where there's just like this sort of similar kind of thing, and it's just like not happening. There's all this, maybe tension or confusion or whatever that it is. And we need to go about it in a different way to push it through, really. Like, that's what it feels like. So just let me know how you want to do with it, and we'll figure it out. Because I really think there are a couple of things that will make the decisions and the timelines and just kind of get where they need to be. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. I think that's it. All right. Anything else on your side?
Nope.
No. Okay. Is this helpful? Do you feel better?
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
About better, but some direction here.
It's validating.
Okay, good. Validating is good. I'm glad that it's validating. And but I like all of this because, it's proof that that you're moving forward. It's proof that there is a next level to get to as soon as you're ready for it, which is awesome. It just means that you've kind of we've got to this point. There's, again, I'm saying it again, this crossroads. So that means that, that's progress. That is progress. So focus on that, because it is. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for coming back and wrapping this up tonight. My Friday oracles are finally done here. 38 on Sunday, and we didn't lose power. I'm so stoked.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks everybody for watching and tuning into this. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye everybody. Bye, Barb. Puppies. Sleep studio today.